In the heart of Africa, a revolution is unfolding. A story of defiance, resilience, and hope. Burkina Faso, a landlocked nation often overshadowed by its challenges, is emerging as a symbol of unity and strength under the leadership of President Ibrahim Traoré. But something is happening in Burkina Faso right now. What is happening in Burkina Faso that has the world watching, some in awe, others in apprehension? Stay close because we are about to reveal what happened after this 23rd of December and why Ibrahim Traoré has become the most hated leader in the international community. Watch till the end because this is another scramble of Africa. Now, December 23rd, 2024, at Camp Nabak 2, a scene that will be etched in history. President Ibrahim Traoré stands tall, surrounded by soldiers and dignitaries. With unwavering determination, he hands over the keys to a fleet of logistical and combat vehicles to Brigadier General Célestin Sor.
Je vous remets officiellement donc les clés de ces engins logistiques et de combat. Prenez ça comme un cadeau de fin d'année donc du peuple à son armée et intensifier la guerre comme il est attendu.
The Minister of Defense and Veterans. Hear what Traoré said. Take this equipment as an end-of-year gift from the people to their army, Traoré declares, his voice resonating with pride and purpose. Intensify the war and reclaim our land. These are not mere words. They are a rallying cry, a pledge to restore Burkina Faso's territorial integrity. What is still surprising that has got other African leaders talking is that the equipments unveiled that day were not ordinary. Some person says it was a proactive sign, others say it was a reason why President Traoré sent Burkina Faso military to Rwanda for training. It's obvious Burkina Faso is taking a lead, and one would wonder what other Africa leaders that have spent years ruling are doing. See jet containers, tanker trucks, and mine-resistant armored vehicles, all meticulously assembled within Burkina Faso by local companies. This achievement is more than a technical feat. It is a bold statement of self-reliance and innovation. Imagine a nation, often dismissed as reliant on foreign aid, producing advanced military hardware that rivals global standards. This is the Burkina Faso of today, charting a new course under Traoré's visionary leadership. You see, countries like Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, Uganda, and others prefer to take a foreign loan to purchase foreign cars for themselves. The hope is here. Since seizing power in September 2022, President Ibrahim Traoré has become a beacon of hope, not only his people, but for all Pan-Africanism. In a region plagued by terrorism and instability, his administration has prioritized empowering the military and fostering national pride. Batch after batch of cutting-edge equipment has been delivered to the armed forces, boosting their morale and capabilities. These efforts are not mere optics. They have translated into significant victories on the battlefield, reclaiming territories and bringing a renewed sense of security to communities long held hostage by fear. But Traoré's vision goes beyond military might. At the core of his leadership is a commitment to unity and self-sufficiency. By assembling these vehicles locally, Burkina Faso has reduced its dependence on foreign military aid and showcased the ingenuity of its people. Every bolt, every weld tells a story of resilience, a testament to what can be achieved when a nation believes in itself. Yet, the road ahead is fraught with challenges. The fight against terrorism is relentless, and the stakes are high. Traoré's administration faces not only the insurgents on the ground, but also the intricate web of international politics. The global powers, eyeing Africa's abundant resources and strategic importance, are watching closely. The United States, China, Russia, and now the United Arab Emirates are all vying for influence on the continent. Why the United Arab Emirates? This is the secret.
It was released earlier today. It says that in 2022, at least 435 tons of gold were smuggled out of Africa. 435 tons. That's more than 1 ton of gold every day.
The UAE has emerged as Africa's biggest investor in recent years, making moves that even the old powerhouses like France and China can't ignore. Between 2019 and 2023, the UAE poured a jaw-dropping $110 billion into Africa. To put that in perspective, it's more than double what those so-called traditional players have invested. The Emirates are not just playing the game, they're rewriting the rules. But don't think this is some sudden phenomenon. No, the UAE's grip on Africa started taking shape in the early 2000s. Their first target? Ports. DP World, a company controlled by Dubai's royal family, now manages 6 ports across Africa and has plans to build 2 more. Then there's Abu Dhabi, which has been managing a port in Guinea since 2013. Once they secured the ports, they moved on to airlines. Emirates, Dubai's flagship carrier, operates flights to 20 African nations, tightening its stranglehold on the skies. And they didn't stop there. In 2021, Zambia's state mining company was drowning in debt. While others hesitated, the UAE swooped in with $1.1 billion, taking a controlling 51% stake in Zambia's mines. In 2022, they made another bold move, striking deals to sell carbon credits from forests in countries like Zimbabwe, Liberia, and Tanzania. Ports, airlines, mines, agriculture, the UAE's fingerprints are everywhere in Africa. They're spending billions, but what are they really after? And more importantly, what are they getting in return? Here's the kicker. It's too early to tell if these investments are truly paying off for the continent. Many projects are still in their infancy, while others have hit serious roadblocks. Take, for example, a $2 billion investment that ran into financial problems, causing massive delays. But financial setbacks are just the tip of the iceberg. Beneath the surface lies a far darker narrative. Reports suggest that $35 billion worth of gold goes undeclared in Africa every year. And where does most of this gold end up? Dubai. Yes, 85% of smuggled African gold reportedly flows straight to the UAE. Over the past decade, Abu Dhabi alone has allegedly received $15 billion worth of this illicit treasure. Think about that for a moment. $15 billion siphoned off, leaving Africa poorer and the UAE richer. Despite these damning revelations, the UAE remains a key player on the continent. Why? Because they've mastered the art of wearing 2 faces. For years, the UAE has played a political role in African conflicts, particularly in places like Libya and Sudan. But now, they're doubling down as economic overlords, using the oldest trick in the book: offer billions in aid, promise economic assistance, and then quietly sink their claws into the resources. It's a calculated strategy, one that's not unique to the UAE. Global powers have been playing this game in Africa for centuries. The difference is, the UAE is stealing the march on everyone else. So what's the real end game here? Are these Emirati investments a lifeline for struggling African economies, or are they just a modern-day land grab disguised as development? Can projects backed by the UAE bring real, lasting change, or are they simply the latest chapter in Africa's long history of exploitation? One thing is clear: Africa remains the ultimate prize in the global race for influence. As the UAE rises, the old players must reckon with a new competitor. But for Africans themselves, the stakes couldn't be higher. The question is, will this new wave of investment uplift the continent, or will it deepen its wounds? The answer remains to be seen, but the time to act is now. This is not just a story of politics and economics. It's a battle for the soul of a continent. But this scramble for Africa isn't limited to economic ambitions alone. It's deeply intertwined with geopolitics, and no leader embodies this defiance more than Captain Ibrahim Traoré of Burkina Faso. His rise has shaken the very foundations of Western dominance in the region. Why do they hate him? Because Traoré refuses to play by their rules. He's challenging decades of neo-colonial influence, rejecting the dictates of France and other Western powers, and aligning Burkina Faso with new allies like Russia and China. His message to Africa is simple. We can't rely on the West to save us. We must save ourselves. Under Traoré, Burkina Faso has become a beacon of resistance against foreign exploitation. By expelling French troops and breaking defense accords, he's sent a clear message. Burkina Faso will not be a pawn in someone else's game. But this defiance has come at a cost. Western media paints him as a dangerous radical. Sanctions loom on the horizon. Yet, to many Africans, he's a hero, a leader unafraid to stand up for his country's sovereignty. And here lies the broader lesson for Africa. The UAE, the West, Russia, China, all these powers are vying for a piece of the continent. The question every African nation must ask is, who benefits? Are we building a future where Africa thrives? Or are we merely swapping one set of exploiters for another? Traoré's example is a wake-up call. The scramble for Africa is far from over, and this time the stakes are higher than ever. For viewers, this is not just a story about Burkina Faso or the UAE. It's about the future of an entire continent. What kind of Africa do you want to see? One that stands tall and independent, or one that remains shackled by foreign interests? The debate starts now. Let's hear your thoughts in the comments. What do you think of leaders like Traoré? Are they the answer, or do they risk plunging Africa into deeper turmoil? The floor is yours.